So, welcome to another episode of This Days Between Us. I think this is going to be like life updates, talking about life, talking about where I've been, what I've been planning, what I've been thinking about, and sort of where I want to go from here with the podcast. So, season 1, definitely one of my, I think when I look at life and when I look at what I've achieved, when I look at season 1, where I talked about heartbreak, friendship, culture, expectations, sixth form, all of these beautiful moments that have shaped my life. I'm really glad that I got to do that on this beautiful platform and make so many new friends as a result as well, because I've met people through podcasting and it's been such a beautiful barakah-filled journey. And to think that it all started when I was struggling with friendships and endings of friendships, but it opened up something so new and so much more fruitful. It makes me feel really happy. It makes me feel really, like, as a Muslim, where you feel like you're being held by Allah. I feel that. That's what I feel. Because even through the difficulty, I found ease. Alhamdulillah. And season 2 was focused on Sudan. Season 2, I really wanted to focus on Sudan. I really wanted to focus on courage, growth, finding ways to build up your courage, maybe as a writer, maybe as a dreamer, maybe as a revolutionary thinker. And I'm hoping that together we achieved that sense of courage. Season 3, I've been very interested in my younger self and the younger selves of other people. So for season 3, you can expect a lot of episodes centered on what advice people would give to their younger selves, what advice I might give to my younger self as well. And I also have been very interested in the pursuit of freedom and happiness. And I think the question of freedom as a Muslim woman is a very interesting one, but it's often politicized because there is the Western perception that a Muslim woman is not free because she chooses to wear the hijab or she chooses to cover herself. And I think freedom, when it's restricted to the narrative of clothing, it's very limiting. You don't get a full sense of what freedom actually means to a person. I think it goes beyond clothing. Freedom, I think, is a state in which you don't feel bound to external forces like society, parents, family, expectations, history, tradition. Freedom is when you live in a way where you are not bound to something else. And I think when the question of is a Muslim woman free, there are such narrow narratives presented on that, and I don't like it because I feel like it's almost homogenizing all Muslim women to be struggling under the weight of hijab or under the weight of religion. But could it be that religion and faith is our form of freedom? And could it be that this narrative can be accepted by the wider West? Or is it that we still have to tiptoe around these narratives placed on us? That is something that I've been grappling with and thinking about. Because in one sense, as a Muslim woman, I feel free. But in another sense, I feel trapped by expectations of who I should be, the woman I should become, all of these things. And so I want to really explore freedom and what that looks like in season 3, as well as advice that people would give to their younger selves. I think that is really, really important. It's really needed. It's something where when I see someone talking about what advice they'd give to their younger self, I realize, have I honoured my younger self? Is this what I would have wanted? But also collectively, it takes away shame and guilt, because I often think about mistakes I've made in my youth and to see other people reflect on that too. The same thing, because we all sometimes feel guilty over something we did in the past that we shouldn't have done, whatever that may be. And see that collective reflection, it's really wholesome, because I, on the listening end, when I listen to someone else talk about their past regrets, I would comfort them. I would tell them they've done amazing, but me to myself, I probably wouldn't do that. And so listening to the advice people would give to their younger selves, it forces me as a person to think about compassion, self-compassion, and how that is so needed. And then it also made me reflect on the erasure of self-compassion, in the sense that, like, growing up, for me, it was like, unless you're really good at something, you're not good enough. And you won't, like, I wouldn't be told by my parents, oh, you're amazing, you're a superstar, you can do this, you're excellent. I wouldn't be told these things. I would be told, you're not good enough. And so when I'm an adult now, I do wonder, and I often wonder this, why do I be mean to myself? Why is the voice in my head mean to me? And then I realize it's all voices from the people around me who I grew up with that have stayed in my head and have thus almost tormented me in the process. So the erasure of self-compassion, I've sort of analysed by looking at past memories to just understand, why do I struggle with self-compassion a lot. And maybe you are someone who also struggles to be nice to themselves, and we can try and figure out how you actually do this together. And I think that would be very fruitful as well. So I'm nothing set in stone yet, but I'm exploring different ideas of what I want to feel about for this podcast, for season 3 specifically. Because season 2, I was kind of there. I was kind of lost. I was kind of out of it too, because uni is demanding, and it's hard to split myself in half between my engineering mind and my creative mind. I feel like the two can work, the two can live, the two can coexist. They don't hate each other. They just demand everything from me, and not half. They want all of it. So it's like, I can't carry that load, if that makes sense. Like, let's say you're someone who's also really into STEM and really creative and really, you like words, you like art, you like drawing, you like writing, but you also like science and you like every subject, but you're told to pick one and that's your future for the rest of your life. And the rest can be hobbies, but you've also got to have a family one day too, and you've got to find a man, and you've got to attend to your in-laws, you've got to do everything. And then you wonder, where do you even begin? That's another thing that I've been thinking about too. It's like, when you're 16 and you've picked your GCSE options like way before that, like 13, and then you want to go back and you want to do something, but it's harder to get into that, and you're growing up, and the expectation of you to maintain your own financially, like be financially healthy and be financially stable, that expectation is growing every day as you grow older. It's scary. And it's like, do I have time to explore myself? Do I have time to figure out who I want to be? And is it selfish? Is it selfish or is it selfless? People usually say that it's selfish for you to figure out who you want to be. At least from my experience, that's what I've heard. That it's selfish for you to figure out who would you like to be, what you would like to give to the world, to figure out you. Because I have been taught that I am, if I'm doing that, I'm selfish. And I'm 22. And I can't really live like that. No, because seeing the women in my life not being given the chance to choose hobbies, activities, things that they want, seeing them not be able to choose that, there's a certain anger inside me, because I'm like, I wish you had the opportunity to choose, because I know you're happiest when you're doing what you love, not what you were told to do. And I think the biggest gift any mother could give to their daughter, especially to their daughter, is the chance for that little girl to see her mother really happy. And it's a difficult gift to give, because there are expectations, everyone. There's a physical demand on the body that has been exerted. But I know that I've always loved my mother most when I see her happy. When I see her happy. When I see her doing what she wants to do. Not when I see her cooking or cleaning, but when I see her doing what she wants to do. And so, I'm not surprised that I've been taught that choosing myself or finding myself outside of every little structure that I'm put in, I'm not surprised that I've been told that I'm selfish for that. Because the women who came before me were told the same thing. And I wonder what would happen if we all decided to choose ourselves. I wonder what would happen if we all decided to be kind to ourselves, even if we make mistakes. I just wonder what would happen, that's all. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking for this episode. Series 3. A lot of finding myself, a lot of exploring, a lot of figuring things out. And we'll see what I find along the way, and I'll share it with you. Till then, this stays between us, and I look forward to sharing more episodes with you. Salam.